Hello, Pisces. So let's see what's in your energies. These are general. Take what works and what doesn't work just doesn't work. But let's see what the cards have to say for you guys. So first up, you have the Five of Wands in the basis of this reading. This is what the reading is about. In your current energies, you have the Nine of Pentacles. In your near future, you have the Knight of Swords. Your challenge regarding this situation is the Ace of Pentacles reversed, and what's recommended for you is the Fool. So, whatever this situation represents for you, it has to do with some type of conflict or competition that has gone on. This might be an ongoing situation, or you might be in a situation or something that there's been either a lot of competition or there's been a lot of kind of like having to, I don't want to say fight other people, but maybe there was arguments or disagreements or people not seeing eye to eye, and you're kind of having to work with these people or deal with these people to a certain degree, and you're trying to either like gain your position or you're trying to push something forward, and you have to actively like, it's not just flowing easily. There might be just a lot of resistance in a way, but you're able to kind of control it, or you're able to move forward with it, but it's not like as smooth sailing as you would like it to be. But in your current energies regarding this, you have the Nine of Pentacles, and this is excellent. This is about kind of being very independent. It's about being financially stable. It's about really being in your own element as far as maintaining yourself and having that idea and clear vision of what you want your future to be, or where you're going, or what you're doing. So I love the Nine of Pentacles, and I feel like whatever this Five of Wands represents for you guys, this probably puts you into this Nine of Pentacles mode, because sometimes when you have to kind of fight it out or duke it out or kind of even deal with competitors or other people, and it's a little bit more of a sparring environment in a way, obviously not real sparring, but you take that how it works. Sometimes you have to hone your skills. You're constantly having to hone your skills, and through that you're bettering yourself. And I think through this Five of Wands, whatever this represented for you, you've actually gained a sense of real security, even if it's just security and knowledge in the field you're doing or the hobby or whatever this represents. You've gained like a level of independence regarding it. So that is absolutely excellent. And what's coming in for you is the Knight of Swords. So some of you are really going to be making some decisive actions, and really nothing's changing your mind. You know exactly what direction you want to go in. So this is excellent. But your challenge regarding this situation is the Ace of Pentacles reverse. And some of you might just be not really seizing an opportunity by the balls. Some of you might not be like, there might be some kind of opportunity, but you're not really going after it as strong as you could, or you're doubting it. You might not feel like you have the energy for it, because sometimes I feel like with this Five of Wands, it's a little bit tiresome. And even the Nine of Pentacles, I love the Nine of Pentacles, but it's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you're in this kind of independence mode, you're juggling a lot, you're dealing with a lot. It's not always easy. So you might be kind of doing a lot of work. And even with the Knight of Swords coming in, that's like a lot of mental thoughts and a lot of kind of planning and deciding on things. So some of you might be kind of hesitant to move in a different direction, whatever this Ace of Pentacles reverse represents for you. You might be kind of hesitating or not entirely sure, because sometimes with the Nine of Pentacles, you get to a point where you have a level of success and you kind of have a level of mastery regarding whatever. But when you start with the aces again, now it's kind of that learning process again. So some of you might not really want to start from scratch or expand in a certain kind of way, but what's recommended for you is the Fool, and that's saying do it. Just one step at a time. You will handle all the obstacles and the problems that come along, but do it. So definitely whatever you guys want to maybe pursue or move in a direction for, this is definitely saying you should do it. So let's see what else we get for you guys. Okay, so you guys got a bunch of cards that came out today. So you have Canary Spirit, sing your own song. And I think this is like whatever you're doing that's kind of more independent or whatever. I just think it's you doing something, marching to the beat of your own drum in a way. So you're kind of just, whatever this represents for you, you're starting a different journey or you're expanding in a certain way that really is intrinsic to you and you're doing kind of something that you enjoy for yourself. So that's beautiful. Now you have Euconite, live in the now. And I think this is saying that with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like you might be getting a little bit in your head instead of just taking the opportunity and like the Fool, just taking one step at a time with it, doing one thing at a time with it, one step, one little thing or whatever. You might be kind of overthinking it in a way. And I think you just have to kind of just take one step at a time, live in the now, not really get so crazy about what it might be 5 years from now or all the work you have to do with it. Just, I guess, stick a toe in a way. Because I definitely think the Fool being here is really recommending that you really consider whatever this Ace of Pentacles situation that you might be hesitating on. I think the Fool is saying that you really, really need to at least look into it a little bit further. But the Knight of Swords, I feel like you're eventually coming in for you. You're going to be pursuing it. You're going to be definitely on board with it and on board quickly. Next up, we have a few of these. You have the Butterfly, relationships evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child growth. And so that might mean this Five of Wands, for some of you, this could have been relationships. It could have been family, friends, somebody, maybe disagreements, something funny like that. So maybe you guys have to kind of, I don't want to say rekindle things or evolve things, but I feel like it might be you evolving to the next phase, because I feel like with this Five of Wands, you had to really kind of stand your ground a little bit. And with the Nine of Pentacles, you really kind of got to a point where you're very, at least independent, or whatever this Five of Wands represents for you. You gained a level of like independence, or you're able to kind of stand your ground, or you set yourself apart in some kind of way. And that might actually be you evolving. Maybe you needed to evolve in order to start the next steps with whatever this Ace of Pentacles represents for you. So sometimes we have to go through things that kind of boost our confidence a little bit. So maybe this means like you're ready for the next phase of your life. And the Snake, competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder, the other woman. Now, I feel like the competition is going with this Five of Wands. Whatever this situation represents, I think that it wasn't maybe smooth sailing 100%. There might have been a little funny business here. It could have been, if you have a business, other competitors or other people trying to get the same job or whatever it is, even disagreements amongst family or friends or things that you perceive as competition. So if that resonates, I would still continue just to be aware of it and maybe not tell everybody what this Ace of Pentacles is, because it's definitely telling you that you need to take this journey, or you need to start really looking into it and maybe kind of taking those slight steps towards it. But if there's somebody that you don't want, like if somebody's trying to talk you out of this, because I wonder if some people are trying to talk you out of this, whatever this Ace of Pentacles, whatever you kind of see as a potential opportunity for you, financial opportunity, or opportunity in any aspect that you feel is going to better yourself. I wonder if there's somebody potentially for some of you that is kind of being a little naysayer. So you might just want to be aware of that. Now, engagement ring, you have engagement, partnerships, commitment, eternity, completion, union. And I really feel that's saying that whatever the situation is, I think it's something that is really going to pair nicely with you. Because to me, the engagement ring, you're not married to it quite yet. So even if you start on this journey, you can kind of backtrack if you need to. You're a little bit more committed to it, but I think this is something that's actually going to pair very nicely with you. And love, unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, and attraction. And I kind of, the self-love here is really, really, and the passion is really, really standing out for me, because with the Nine of Pentacles, this person really values themselves. They see a lot of self-worth within themselves. And I think you have to have that kind of self-love, and you have to be kind of passionate. When you're doing something independently and you're willing to fight for it, the passion is there. You're doing it because you're passionate about it. So that's excellent. Next, we have playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your youthful. Let me read that again. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. And I think this is saying that if you're feeling a little bit, I don't want to say bogged down, but a little suspicious of this Ace of Pentacles in reverse or whatever the situation is, I think the Fool, he's just a lighthearted energy. He's just taking one day at a time, one step at a time. Really, nothing bothers this guy. And I think you might need to come into this, whatever this situation is, a little bit playful. Because the Knight of Swords, what's coming in for you, he's very sure of something and he's kind of rushing full speed ahead at it. He's very dedicated and committed to it. But I think that could even be, I don't want to say a lack of playfulness, but a lack of seeing the little things that might bring enjoyment. So I think you just need to add some of that playfulness in, because even the Nine of Pentacles, it's a very, I'm not saying it's a serious card, but it's a very like kind of work, getting it done kind of card, responsibilities, handling everything. So you might just need to add a little bit of fun, or be willing to add a little fun. And this Ace of Pentacles reverse might represent something that's a little bit more fun for you, that you're not really something, it could be something that you want to do, but you're not sure if you should do it. Maybe you feel like you don't have time, but I think this is saying that, you should really make time, because I think whatever this Ace of Pentacles here represents for you could be something really, really good for you in the future, even if it's just spiritually or emotionally or mentally. Next up, we have grounding, root chakra. Sink your roots deep, connect to them, to the earth. Let me read that again. Grounding, sink your roots deep, connect them to the heart of the earth. So this is just saying you just need to be grounded and connected. And I think through that, you're going to be able to kind of assess situations a little bit more. And I think this is also saying that you really need to get in touch with, what do you want? Like, what is some of these fears or this hesitation regarding this Ace of Pentacles? Is it coming from you, or is it coming from maybe somebody else, like the Five of Wands could potentially represent? Is it something that's really your fears and hesitations, or is it other people telling you this may not work, or it's not a good idea, or you shouldn't do this, you should do this, instead? So you might have to really get in touch with what you want and analyze that situation from there. Now you have reinvent yourself. A transformation is taking place. Enjoy a new lease of life. And I think this is definitely going, I think this is really going with this Nine of Swords and the Fool. I feel like you might be kind of reinventing yourself to a certain degree, or deciding to do something a little different. But with the Ace of Pentacles, you might be kind of, I don't want to say resisting it, but you might be kind of questioning it or second guessing it or something. But with the Fool, this is saying that you definitely need to do this. It's definitely worth trying out. It's worth taking the walk down the road to see if it works out. And control. Link your own constellations and take control. So this is just saying that you are the master of your own destiny. And I feel like with this Nine of Pentacles, this person's very much in control. So I think like what's important here, because the Knight of Swords, he's in control, but I think he could be a little hasty sometimes. So I think this is saying that, and the Fool, he's kind of in control, but he's just a little aloof too. He's not really fully aware of everything. So I think the control is saying that just be aware of whatever this represents, take note of all the different options, of all the different things. And at the end of the day, you are the master of your own destiny. So what do you want your life to be like? You can create whatever you want your life to be like. You can create that for yourself. And we'll see. Okay, now here we got, let the crazy ass shit go. The path to inner peace begins with 4 words. Not my ducking problem. So I feel like this guy might be on the path to inner peace. And he has no problems in the world. So he's about to have a problem. He's about to walk off the cliff. But I just think that if there was something going on regarding the situation that was a little bit of conflict, competition, or a little bit of disagreements with others, you might have to let certain things go sometimes. And that could be the Knight of Swords coming in, where you're like deciding not to let something bother you anymore. You're like, oh, screw this, because maybe you've gotten a level of success with the Knight of Pentacles regarding the situation, the Nine of Pentacles, regarding the situation, and now you might be changing your mind. You're like, oh, I'm done with these people, or I'm not going to listen to what they have to say to me anymore. I'm going to do what I want. So next we have, no one ever injured their eyesight by looking on the bright side. And I think that if you are in a situation where you're kind of looking at the bad thing, there's always an upside. There's always an upside to everything. And then you have life is about using the whole box of crayons. So this is saying use all your tools. I think with the Nine of Pentacles, this person is very versatile. They've had to overcome a lot to even get to that point. And we all have to overcome a lot to get to any point in our lives. So I think through all the lessons you've learned in your life and all the lessons yet to still be learned, I think, you put all that in a box, your knowledge toolbox, and hopefully by the time you get very old, you're actually much wiser. So it's just, I think you might be able to I think with this Ace of Pentacles, maybe if you're reluctant on certain aspects, there might be even a different way to do something, Because the Fool, he's not so set on the path. He's just kind of wandering around. He knows he's going somewhere. He knows he's going east or west or wherever he's going. He's just not really sure how he's going to get there, but he's just going to start on the path. So you might have to just trust yourself that whatever this represents for you, you're going to kind of start heading into it, and you'll kind of figure it out as you go along. Now for little Bob Ross, we have two of these. We have whatever makes you happy, put it in your world. And this is important. So whatever this represents for you, the Fool's saying just give it a try. It's time to just kind of just go forward. If it makes you happy, then it's probably meant for you to try it out. And then we have talent is pursued interest. Anything you're willing to practice, you can do. And this is perfect because the Fool, he's on this journey. He's going to screw things up so many times. That's the Fool's journey through the tarot. But the more you do something, the better you're going to get at it. And I feel like with the basis of this reading, I really feel like with this Five of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles here, I feel like you've had to kind of fight it out for something, or you had to stand your ground, or you had to deal with some funny business regarding other people. There was something you had to kind of stand, I don't want to say alone. I'm not saying you had to do this alone, but you had to kind of stand firm with something and actively pursue it or engage in it. And it probably wasn't always easy and simple. But with the Nine of Pentacles, this is saying that you kind of got your footing with that. So I think this is, whatever this Ace of Pentacles is, I really feel like you definitely have more tools than you realize to implement towards this. But you just, practice makes perfect. Now you have for your little affirmation card, you have, today I will express myself. Today I will express my feelings openly and honestly by writing them down and reading them out loud. And I think that you had something else here about, where was it? The next phase. So I wonder if some of you, and even the sing your own song, I wonder if some of you, whatever this represents, it might be something a little bit different. Or it might be something you really want, and you might not entirely be sure how to even get it. But I think if you kind of remind yourself why you want to do it, it'll make doing it maybe a little bit easier, or it'll help you figure out the little steps, one by one. Because for some of you, this might actually be starting a long journey. It might not just be like, okay, I want to try this new restaurant out. This could be something that could be potentially life-changing, or something, because you even got the engagement ring, something that is going to be in your life. You're going to be like an active participant regarding the situation for a much longer time. It's not going to be like, okay, I'm going to just do this for the next year. It could be something that you're going to be committing yourself 5, 10, 15, 20 years, or for the rest of your life too. So I think that's so I think you have to just stay true to yourself with that. Now for your little stress relief and self-care card, we have gratitude meditation, objective, feeling thankful and grateful. When you wake up or before you go to bed, list 3 or 4 things you're grateful for. Feel the sense of joy for simple things like a warm blanket, a soft bed, or a loving family. Find something different to focus on every day. Spend at least 5 minutes focusing on gratitude and joy. Notice how good this makes you feel. Give yourself a hug and bring a big smile to your face as you prepare for the day ahead or get ready for a pleasant night's sleep. And I think this is wonderful. And I feel like this is saying, because with the Knight of Swords, your mind might be a little bit, I don't want to say racing, but sometimes when you just take a minute to ground yourself, because you got grounding here as well, it helps kind of keep things in perspective a little bit, and if things aren't always going well, with the Five of Wands here, if there's some funny business occasionally going, by being grateful the things that you do have helps you. It just helps keep things in perspective more, and it helps keep you like a little bit more like thankful, obviously, for what you do have. And I think that opens up your energy to be able to attract the things that you really, really want. It puts you in a better mindset for that. Now, for the spirit of the dish that will be with you regarding this situation, you have the spirit of the Page of Drinks, which is the spirit of the draft beer. Now, for the dinner and a movie that is recommended for you right now, you have Mexican food and horror movies. For the energies that you either need to tap into or be aware of, you have Scorpio, and this is about transformation and major changes. And you also have Pisces. You guys got yourself, which is about vision, creativity, and illusions. You have Jupiter here, which is about expansion and good fortune. And then you also have Saturn, which is about restrictions, responsibilities, and life lessons. You have the 5th house, which is about passion, love, success, and creativity. And you have the 12th house, which is about occult psychic abilities and the subconscious mind. And you have number 1 here, which is an odd number. So that means the special guest that'll be answering your questions today, Pisces, will be the Magic 8 Ball. Think of those questions. He'll be out here shortly. So we have P, F, O, L, S, M, N, T, M, V, 07651. And you have this fish. So this guy, he had a bad day. He's been picked clean. All the birds and everything ate the flesh off his body. But I like to think this guy's going to resurrect himself. And he has a really strong foundation. So to me, this is saying with the 5 of Wands, you might have been a little bit shaken. You might have had a little bit things kind of not quite going your way 100%. You might have to stand your ground. You're kind of actively like trying to keep things together, keep things going. But when this guy resurrects himself, like the 9 of Pentacles here, you're going to be having a really strong foundation. So I think this is saying sometimes even when you start from the beginning again, because in a way this guy's starting from the beginning, you have an ability to kind of create the things that you want from scratch almost. So like with the Fool's Journey here, whatever this Ace of Pentacles reverse represents for you that you may be embarking on, you have a lot of the tools right now to actually create it in a different way and maybe make it a little bit tailored to yourself, because this guy's going to like tailor like an armor suit for him next time he comes around. He's going to have like he's going to have like a SWAT team as well. He's going to create all this stuff so the birds don't bother him anymore. He might even get like an armor suit or something that has wings so he could chase the birds. I feel like this guy's going to go all out. He's not messing around with these things. So, but I think that's saying that sometimes when you feel like you've been stripped down, you really wind up building a stronger foundation, and you're going to kind of be able to kind of build a little bit. You're a little wiser to build what you want the way you want going forward. And you have kindness. And I think this is just reminding you, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. And if somebody's pissing you off, well, try to be nice to them, I guess, depending on what this 5 of Wands represents, because there's somebody might be a little bit annoying to you. Okay, now it is time. Think of those questions, and we shall ask. Oh, mystical, magical 8 Ball, the mightiest ball of all the balls in the world, what is the answer to Pisces' question? It says... Hold on a second here. You may rely on it. The 8 Ball has spoken. I hope you all have a wonderful day, week, month, year, lifetime, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.